Good morning, everyone. Some of you may be able to tell in here in the clubhouse it's a little bit warmer than it usually is. So I just want to let everyone know that we are aware of what's wrong with the air conditioners, and we are working. We are on. We have that in process. So we're working on that. So that we know that there is a problem, and it is a work in progress, and hopefully it'll be taken care of shortly, so that everybody can breathe when they're in here. As I know a lot of people like to come in here and do a little walk, or even when you're just sitting in here, it's like, whew, need some more air. It's too hot outside, don't want to come into more heat, right? Okay, so this week, tomorrow, we have the National Night Out. I see that a lot of people have signed up, and I appreciate that those people have signed up. If you haven't signed up and you're here and you plan on coming, please do. If you haven't signed up but you still want to come, please feel free to do so. We just wanted kind of a roundabout number. We want to make sure that we have enough stuff for everybody, enough food for everybody. On Wednesday, there is a blood drive. If you haven't signed up to donate blood, if it's time and you're able to do that, please do so. Also on Wednesday, there is sign language in the community room from 10 to 11. On Friday, I'm sure that Shirley might mention something about this, but Friday is the food drive pickup day. There are some sign-up sheets over on the credenza still for the Standing Guard Protect What You've Worked For seminar, and this is going to be the last week to sign up for that. And if not enough people aren't signed up for that, that will end up being canceled. So if you would like to come out for that, Alan Holmes is doing that presentation, and they will also be serving a nice dinner. It's in the evening time. I think it's at 6 o'clock, 5:30 or 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly what time it is. Also, there is a sign-up sheet for the First Responder Recognition and Appreciation Day. And there is also a sign-up sheet for something that's not going to happen until October, actually. But a gentleman has offered to come here and do a how to write a memoir class for free. For anybody who is interested, there is a sign-up sheet for that as well. Just a reminder, the back to school supplies are needed to help our children now till August 15th. Boxes are in the craft room, and also there is a complete listing of supplies needed. For example, lots of pencils are needed. 2nd and 3rd grade need 48 each. 4th and 5th grade need 60 each for the school year. Each student needs a separate folder for each subject, different colors, and all students are required to have a backpack without rollers. With that, I am going to pass along the microphone to someone else. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful week, and hope to see most of you all tomorrow for National Night Out.
And that next person would be me. Hi, I am Shirley Cabot, and I've got two things for you today. As Billy mentioned, the First Friday food drive is coming up this week. First Friday of the month, we ask you to put out a sack of non-perishable foodstuffs. We pick it up, take it to the Parkway Food Mission. Makes a lot of people happy and a lot of people less hungry, because goodness knows we have enough to eat here in this building. Not so all over. If you have your stuff out by 8:30, we'll pick it up by 9:30 or so. And if you are not going to be here on Friday, or if you're not comfortable leaving stuff out on your curb, bring it up to Billy's office anytime this week. Or if you want to give cash or a check, make out to Parkway Food Missions. Now, my second thing, the TWR Times has been running its summer contest, as always, and I am here to announce the winner of the July contest. And my beautiful young assistant here will draw the name. May I have a drum roll, please? Seven people found the little icon they were supposed to be looking for. And Tom is picking a name. Norma Evans. Norma was actually the second person to send in her name. And Norma's prize is not, I don't suppose she's here today? I got $20 cash for her. I thank you. We'll be doing this at least one more month. John McKinney is going to be hiding the icon for the month of August. It's going to be a little faucet, a little dripping faucet, and he will put it somewhere on the TWR Times, and it will remain in the same place all month. If you find it, and I hope you'll look for it, because this is the whole idea of us doing this, just email your answer as to where it is to me. My email address will be in the newsletter. Okay,
Good morning, everybody. Okay, Jerry with Trips and Travel. I have a bunch of things to say. I'll try to make it quick. Because of lack of interest, the murder mystery dinner train has been canceled. If you have a refund coming when Randy gets back from wherever he is, we will have it and we will announce it at that time. But refunds are forthcoming. If you are going on another trip and you've only done a partial payment, we can do a transfer. So, anyway, the Murder Mystery Dinner Train is canceled. Biloxi. I want to highlight Biloxi a little bit. But first, the Mississauga Casino, December 13th, okay? The lunch is on your own, but it is $30 free play, and that is a day trip. Long day trip, but a day trip. They do bingo, 2 sessions, cost you $19 per session if you are interested, and lunch is on your own. They leave at 7:30 in the morning, get home about the same time in the evening. The Biloxi trip is a 3-day trip, the 1st through the 4th. Maybe that's 4 days. $270 per person. They do have a single supplement if you are interested for $350. Now, you're staying at the Beau Rivage, which I understand is on the beach. Okay, so if you're not a big gambler, but you would like to do something different, there are other options while you're staying there. You'll be visiting a different casino each day while you're there. They will bus you to 2 other. You get there one day, the Beau Rivage, and then you do 2 others in the next couple of days. And you get 2 breakfast buffets with this. Lunch and dinners are on your own. Sue Carpenter is here today. If anybody has any questions, come on back after coffee. Okay? Have a new trip. This is a local trip that we've been asked about from time to time over the last couple of years. It's going to Solomon's Castle. Okay? I've got the book here. I'll put that out right after I finish up here. Okay? It explains everything on there, so there's too much to talk about. The cost will be $35. It includes your bus, the driver tip, and a tour of the castle. Okay? Lunch would be on your own. The menu is also in the book for the Boat and the Moat, which is what the artist also built. But we will be there. We leave about 8:45 in the morning. We have a 10 o'clock appointment. They give us an hour before, do our castle tour an hour before they open to the general public. So we will leave. We'll be there at 10. And depending on how the crowd feels, we can leave between 2 and 3 in the afternoon, be home about 3 or 4 o'clock. Okay, so it's about an hour away. Let's see here. Oh, Serenade of the Seas. We received this over the weekend, so this is a real short time. This is from the travel agent that's doing the Serenade of the Seas in January. This is a quote off of their email. Just got options on 2 inside cabins, $12.99 per person, double occupancy, but they would need the deposit by today at 5 o'clock. So if you have any friends that might be interested and think they didn't get a chance to sign up, I think that's going to be it, is those 2 inside cabins. I understand they're pretty well sold out. Strawberry Festival, March 2nd. Don't forget on that. That is starting to show some interest and activity. And of course, St. John's River Cruise. If you have questions on any of our trips or activities or suggestions, we are more than open to receive them, okay? We just have to
Okay,
find somebody to sponsor them.
A number of things this morning. One particular one that I want to mention because today's the last day. Steve came to talk to us this morning. We've had 2 persons come to talk to us about the sheriff's position. We've had 2 people come to talk to us about the superintendent's position. And I think you'll agree that we're quite fortunate here in Highlands County to have some quality people that are interested in the various positions. Just as an aside, one of the things when I first came to Florida, a number of you know I used to be a superintendent in New York, and one of the things I did when I first came to Florida in the Fort Myers area was I became a part of the committee to study, I guess you might say, the budget in Lee County. And Lee County is one of the larger counties in Florida, and I was amazed how little money they had to work with. I also did some time with Florida Gulf Coast University as a supervisor of student teachers, and I got the chance to go to see a lot of the schools, and I see a lot of the graduates of Florida, and I was amazed at the quality of people that they had in the classroom and also the ability that they had to make the most of very little. So we're very fortunate here in Florida, even though we don't have the resources, and as you heard Steve talk, they're looking to increase those resources to provide, as let's say, as good a quality of education as we can for the money available with some quality teachers. So we're very fortunate in that regard. I mentioned last week about the program that we're going to do with the first responders. This was, I mentioned, was suggested by Bill Apple a couple of weeks ago, and right away people jumped on it, thought it was a great idea, and we all do. Diversions and Hometown are co-sponsoring this, and we're inviting, of course, all the first responders from our area, the Sheriff's Department, the Sebring Police, the fire departments, the EMTs, that kind of thing. But the most important part is for you to be here to thank those folks. We have a list back there on the credenza where you can put your name that you're going to attend. We want as many people from the community to be here as possible to help to thank the people who are providing those kinds of services for us. Also on that book, we have a spot next to the name of a person who might sign up, and that name, that is to indicate that you were a first responder, a policeman, a fireman, or whatever, in your former life. And we'd like to also recognize you as well. And we know there are a lot of you, from fire chiefs to fire fighters to police officers and so forth, and we'd like to recognize you. The key is for you to be here to thank them, so make sure you sign up, and if you're a first responder, indicate that. Very pleased with the response so far. A lot of people signed up since last Monday. It will be Friday, the 26th of August, and Hometown will be providing the cake and ice cream. The decorating committee is going to do their thing. It's always great, and we hope to have you there. So that's very important. The second thing I want to mention is that today is the last day, since Steve is here, this kind of fits in, the last day to register to vote in the August 30th election or to change parties. If you feel that you'd like to change your party affiliation, you can do that, but today is the very last day. Some of the, if you've been looking at the paper, they're just starting now to do quite a bit in the paper about the candidates. If you get the New Sun, the one that comes out on Wednesdays and Saturdays, they did a nice article on all the folks that are running for the various positions here in the county. I'm sorry, Steve, but this was the one that was in the paper. Oh, yeah, in the paper, and doesn't have Steve's picture in it. But on yesterday, they talked about the superintendent's race. They do have some nice things to say about Steve in the article. Unfortunately for Steve, the picture on the front only has the other 2 candidates. Oh, sorry? Oh, right, right. That's a good point. I was going to get to that in a minute. It is about the primary, and he's running unopposed as a Democrat, right? Many times in the elections, we don't have the ability to vote if we are an independent or some other type of person. And this time, we have the ability to vote whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, a Libertarian, or a nonpartisan. And I'm going to put back on the table back there the sample ballots that are available to you also on the website of the election office. But I'll put the sample ballots back there so that you can see what's up there. Steve mentioned a very important one, and that's the half-cent sales tax. And there's another one, another amendment. You know, we're great for amendments here in Florida. Another one there about not taxing solar or other alternate forms of energy equipment. And that's another possibility for a yes or no vote. But also, if you're a Republican, there's a lot of things there, Democrat, even the nonpartisan can vote on those two issues. Plus, I think it's District 3 of the commissioner's race is only 2 folks running for that, and that will make a final vote for that. So we encourage you to take part in that. Absentee ballots, you may have seen again in the paper that if you received one before, they're sending those out. If you don't get it very soon, if you're used to doing it that way, make sure that you request one at the election office. And of course, the early election will again be at 3 locations. We'll talk about those more later. One in Sebring, one in Lake Placid, and one in Avon Park. And that'll be 10 days prior to August the 30th. And that will include Saturdays and Sundays. Okay? So, okay, and now we finish up with the Tanglewood Almanac. This day in history, okay? In 1790, we had the first U.S. Census. And there were 3,929,214 people. And of course, we have many cities that are larger than that now. In 1893, shredded wheat was first patented. In 1936, Adolf Hitler presided over the Berlin Olympics. And in 2006, Fidel Castro turned over power to his brother Raul. If you were born this day, you were also born the same as Francis Scott Key, only he was born in 1779. In 1819, Herman Melville, Moby Dick fame, was born. In 1933, Dom DeLuise. And in 1936, Yves Saint Laurent. This month is Summer Olympics month. You've seen that on television already. And those of you who are concerned, it's also Psoriasis Awareness Month. But on the other hand, it's Happiness Happens Month. This week is International Clown Week. It's Simplify Your Week Week. It's National Bargain Hunters Week. And today is U.S. Air Force Day. It's Girlfriend Day, but don't tell your wife. It's National Psychic Day. And it's World Wide Web Day. So Nancy, you got a lot of people back there. Do you have anybody that is new?
I do. First of all, we've sold 52 homes, which is good. And I know I've been lonely off and on last month, but I have company here. And I have Robin and Jack, and they just moved into Wildflower. Before I let them introduce themselves, remember, we have our Tanglewood mugs that the coffee committee is selling for $20, which is at cost. And we also have up front people who are selling breakfast tickets, which is August 20th, I believe. And then, of course, someone who is taking money for the Homeowners Association, and you get one of these gaudy jackets that you can actually see at night. So people who are driving too fast or shouldn't be driving, hopefully will see you. Because I drive Thursday nights many times, and I have to be very slow because there are people walking their dogs without a flashlight in the middle of the road. Now, if you have a death wish, you continue to do that. But I have to admit, I go very, very slow. Now, another thing, because everybody complains and nobody does anything about it, at night, you do not park in front of the door in golf carts, because God forbid we have an emergency, the emergency vehicles will not be able to get to the door. Now, that's my sermon.
Nancy,
Yes.
can I ask a question?
Sure.
Did Tammy give you a whole list of things to talk about since she's not going to be here today?
Well, no, but I just thought I'd throw it out.
Very good, Nancy.
You
Go
know
ahead.
me, I am so shy, retiring, and I never open my mouth. No joke, no laugh. Keep the chuckles down. Anyway, I do want to introduce our new people. They're from Wildflower, and when I say new, I mean like new. So here they are.
Hi, my name is Jack Regazio. We're new here, about a week. We're still waiting for our furniture to come, but we're living out of a suitcase and I'm really enjoying that. I was born in Massachusetts, and we moved to Maine, and that's where we came from. And since we've been here, we're enjoying it very much. And I'm here with my wife, Robin, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun here. It seems like they have a lot of activities to do, and hopefully we will be able to join them all. Thank you very much.
They're, excuse me, they're in Wildflower at 1604 Wildflower Drive. Robin works for a printing company, right? That,
Okay. I'm an artist, and I'll sit. Okay. I still work, and I actually will still be working in Maine. So I will be commuting south for my leisure here throughout the year as often as possible. But Jack will be on his own in between. So he'll need folks to kind of keep him in line and keep him busy. But in my spare time, I do draw and paint, and portraiture is one of my special interests. So I look forward to getting involved in the art club when I get back here.
that's all.
Okay, thank you, Nance. Before I forget, Steve has offered to stay around if you have questions relative to his program and his candidacy. He'd be glad to talk with you. I'm sure he has more that he'd like to share that he wasn't able to in the time allotted. In the meantime, take part in all those activities that are happening. And don't forget tomorrow night, the night out for the Sheriff's Department. And make a new friend while you're there, and wave to your neighbors on the way, and have a great week. Thank you.